Are they really going to give her a Christian burial when she killed herself?
That's what I said, so finish the grave right away. Coroner examined her case and says it should be a Christian burial.
But how, unless she drowned herself in self-defense?
That's what they're saying she did.
Sounds more like self-offense, if you ask me. What am I saying is, if she knew she was drowning herself, then that's an act. An act has three sides to it. Do it, to act, to perform. Therefore, she must have known she drowned herself.
No, listen here, gravedigger, sir.
Let me finish. Here's the water, right? And here's a man, okay? If the man goes into the water and drowns himself, he's the one doing it, like it or not. But if the water comes to him and drowns him, then he didn't drown himself. Therefore, he who is innocent of his own death does not shorten his own life.
Is that how the law sees it?
It sure is. The coroner's inquest law.
Do you want to know the truth? If this woman hadn't been rich, she wouldn't have been given a Christian burial.
Well, there. Now you've said it. It's pity that the rich have more freedom to hang or drown themselves than the rest of the Christians. Come on, shovel. The most ancient aristocrats in the world are gardeners, ditch diggers, and grave diggers. They keep up Adam's professions.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
He hadn't have any.
What aren't you a Christian? The Bible says Adam dug in the ground, for he digged without arms. I ask of you another question, if you can't answer it.
Go ahead.
What do you call a person who builds a stronger things than a stones man, a shipbuilder, or a carpenter does?
The only one who builds the gallows to hang people on, since his structure outlives 1,000 inhabitants.
You're funny, and I like that. The gallows do a good job, but how? It does a good job for those who do bad. Now, it's wrong to say that the gallows are stronger than a church. Therefore, the gallows may do you some good. Come on, your turn.
Who builds stronger things than a stonemason, a shipbuilder, or a carpenter?
That's the question, so answer.
Ah, I've got it.
Go ahead.
Damn, I forgot.
Don't beat your brains over it. You can't make a slow donkey run faster by beating it. The next time someone asks you this riddle, say a gravedigger. The houses he makes last till Judgment Day. Now go and get me some booze. In my youth I loved, and I thought it was very sweet to set, the date for, my day. Oh, I thought it, I was not right.
Does this guy realize what he's doing? He's singing while digging a grave.
He's gotten so used to graves that they don't bother him anymore.
Yeah, only people who don't have jobs can afford to be sensitive.
But old age has sneaked up on me and grabbed me in his claws and has shipped me into the ground as if I'd never been like that.
That skull had a tongue in it once and could sing. That jackass is throwing it to the ground as if it belonged to Cain, who did the first murder. It might be the skull of a politician, once capable of talking around God, might it not? And now this idiot is pulling rank on it.
Indeed, my lord.
Or of a courtier who could say things like, "Good night, sweet lord. How are you, good lord?" This might be the skull of Lord so-and-so, who praised Lord such-and-such's horse when he wanted to borrow it, right?
Yes, my lord.
Exactly. And now it's property of Lady Worm, its lower jaw knocked off and whacked on the head with a shovel. That's quite a reversal of fortune, isn't it? If we could only see it. Are these bones worth nothing more than bowling pins now? It makes my bones ache to think about it.
A pickaxe and a shovel, and a sheet of a funeral shroud. Oh, a pit of dirt is what we need for a guest like this one here.
There's another. Could this not be the skull of a lawyer? Where's all his razzle-dazzle legal jargon now? Why does he allow this idiot to knock him on the head with a dirty shovel instead of suing him for assault and battery? Maybe this guy was once a great landowner with his deeds and contracts, his taxes, shelters, and his oddities. Does he only get to keep as much land as set of his contracts would cover it? You spread them out on the ground. The deeds of his properties would barely fit in the coffin. And the coffin's all the property he gets.
No more than that, my lord.
Isn't the parchment of legal documents made of sheepskin?
Yes, my lord, and calfskin too.
Anyone who puts his trust in documents is a sheep or a calf. I'll talk to this guy. Excuse me, sir. Whose grave is this?
Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of dirt is what we need for a guest like this one here.
I think it really must be yours, since you're the one lying in it.
And you're lying outside of it, so it's not yours. As for me, I'm not lying to you in it, it's really mine.
But you are lying in it, being in it, saying it's yours. It's for the dead, not for the living.
So you're lying.
What man are you digging it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For no woman either.
Then who's to be buried in it?
One who used to be a woman, but bless her soul, is dead now.
How literal this guy is. We have to speak so precisely, or he'll get the better of us with his wordplay. Lord Horatio, I've been noticing this for years now. The peasants have become so clever and witty that they're nipping at the heels of the noblemen. How long have you been a gravedigger?
Of all the days in the year, I started the day that late King Hamlet defeated Fort Runs.
How long ago was that?
You don't know that? Any fool could tell you. It was the day that young Hamlet was born, the one who went crazy and got off sent to England.
Why was he sent to England?
Because he was crazy. He'll recover from his sanity there. Or, if he doesn't, it won't matter in England.
Why not?
Because nobody will notice he's crazy. Everyone there is crazy as he is.
How did he go crazy?
In a strange way, they say.
What do you mean in a strange way?
By losing his mind.
On what grounds?
Right here in Denmark. I've been in the church warden here for 13 years, since childhood.
How long will a man lie in his grave before he starts to rot?
Well, if he hasn't rotten before he dies, and there are a lot of people now who are so rotten they start falling to pieces even before they put them in coffins. It'll last 8 or 9 years. A leather maker will last 9 years.
Why does he last longer?
Because his hide is so leathery from his trade that he keeps the water off him a long time. And water is what makes your goddamn body rot more than anything. Here's a skull that's been here for 23 years.
Whose was it?
A crazy bastard. Who do you think?
I really do not know.
Damn, that crazy madman. He poured a pitcher of white wine on my head once. This is his skull, Yorick, the king's jester.
This one?
Yes, that one.
Let me see. Huh. Poor Yorick. I used to know him, Horatio. A very funny guy, and with an excellent imagination. He carried me on his back 1,000 times, and now how terrible. This is him. It makes my stomach turn. I don't know how many times I kissed the lips that used to be right here. Where are your jokes now, your pranks, your songs, your flashes of wit that used to set the whole table laughing? You don't make anyone smile anymore. Are you sad about that? You need to go to my lady's room and tell her that no matter how much makeup she slathers on, she'll end up just like you someday. That'll make her laugh. Horatio, tell me something.
What's that, my lord?
Do you think Alexander the Great looked like this when he was buried?
Exactly like that.
It smelled like it too.
Just as bad, my lord.
How low we can fall, Horatio. Isn't it possible to imagine the noble ashes of Alexander the Great could end up plugging a hole in a barrel?
If you thought that, you'd be thinking too much.
No, not at all. Just follow the logic. Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returned to dust. The dust is dirt. The dirt makes mud we use to stop up holes. So why can't someone plug a beer barrel with the dirt that used to be Alexander? The great Emperor Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might plug up a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, to think that the same body that once ruled the world could now patch up a wall. But quiet. Be quiet a minute. Here comes the king, the queen, and the noblemen of the court. Who are they following? And with such a plain and scrawny ceremony. It means the corpse they're following took its own life. Must have been from a wealthy family. Let's stay a while and watch.
What other rights are you going to give her?
That's Laertes, a very noble young man. Listen.
What other rights are you going to give her?
She performed as many rites as I'm permitted. Her death was suspicious. And were it not for the fact that the king gave orders to bury her here, she would have been buried outside the church graveyard. She deserves to have rocks and stones thrown at her body, but she has had prayers read for her, and it's tossed up like a pure virgin, and flowers tossed on her grave, and the bell tolling.
Is there any other rite you can perform?
No, nothing. We would profane the other dead souls here if we sang the same requiem for her that we sang for them.
Lay her in the ground and let violence bloom over her pure flesh! I'm telling you, priest! She will be an angel in heaven, and you will be howling in hell!
What? The fair Ophelia?
Sweet flowers for a sweet girl. Goodbye. I once hoped you'd be my Hamlet's wife. I thought I'd be tossing flowers on your wedding day, my sweet girl, not on your grave.
Oh, damn! 3 times, damn 10 times the evil man whose wicked deed deprived you of your ingenious mind. Hold off burying her until I've caught her in my arms one more time! And I'll pile the dirt into the dead and the living alike. Until you've made a mountain higher than Mount Pelion or Mount Olympus.
Make the planets stand still in the heavens, as if they've been hurt by what I've heard. It's me, Hamlet the Dane.
To hell with your soul!
That's no way to pray.
Please take your hands off my throat!
I may not be quick and rash to anger, but I have something dangerous in me which you should be aware of. Take your hands off of me.
Pull them apart!
Hamlet! Hamlet! I'll fight him over this issue till I don't have the strength to blink.
Oh, my son, what issue is that?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers. If you added all their love together, couldn't match mine. What are you going to do for her?
Oh, he's crazy, Laertes.
Damn it, show me what you're going to do for her. Will you cry, fight, stop eating, cut yourself, drink vinegar, eat a crocodile? I'll do all that. Do you come here to whine, to outdo me by jumping into her grave so theatrically? To be buried alive with her? So will I. And if you rattle on about mountains, then let them throw millions of acres over us. It will be so high a peak that it scrapes against heaven and makes Mount Ossa look like a wart. See, I can talk just as crazy as you.
Please, Horatio, go with him.
Wait, don't forget about our talk last night and try to be patient. We'll take care of this problem soon. Gertrude, have the guards keep an eye on your son. A monument shall be built for Ophelia. That will last forever, I promise. We'll have the quiet we need soon. In the meantime, let's proceed patiently.
Matthew, Joe. Billy's back. You look drunk, Maddie.
No? No, it's still on your face.
So here.
I can fucking hurt it.
Okay, Millie had a heart attack. Millie choked on her Jolly Rancher.
John C.
Oh, I'm treating yours. Hello, puppy. That was broken bottle.
That was a golf ball!
Yorick.